we've reached a conclusion on the podcast.
Illegal!
Conundrum for sure. Another one. God, that just sounded like hitting a baby in the chest with a wet tortilla.
How many times have you done this?
Really enough to clearly know the frequency in my ears.
It's part of your fencing business.
Tortilla. I know this frequency. Wet tortilla hitting a baby in the chest.
You're just waiting in the delivery room with wet tortillas.
Oh my god.
Well, it's time.
Oh my god.
Well, welcome back, guys.
Yes, welcome to the Illegal Podcast episode. Fuck. I kind of lost the exact count at this time. I'm slightly confused on the
Focus
timeline.
for 5.
Yeah. But thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. If you're unfamiliar for now, we just go over some random topics and talk about it and have a swell time. Have a real swell time.
Fantastic.
And we're going to jump right in. And I'm going to be starting off this week with my story because it kind of ties into what we recently talked about. Essentially, is the some AI stuff. And what we have here is Electronic Arts. They're in the game.
They're in the game.
They're teaching AI agents to play Battlefield. Now, what's kind of strange about this, because
what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so it doesn't. You'd be like, oh yeah, people have like bots and stuff, right? And like
the games already have
aim
something
bots
like
and,
that. Yeah,
like that shit will happen. But this is a little different than just like teaching programming something to do something. So
it's going to be something that can potentially learn how to play the game to its optimal playing.
So that's exactly what it does. So at just the headline here, teaching AI agents to play Battlefield. The technical director Magnus Norden. That's a pretty fucking rad name.
It's a fantastic
name.
It
is a wonderful name, that's for sure.
Magnus
Norden. Jesus Christ. He looks like a Magnus.
Magnus!
Discusses.
He looks like he LARPs, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Magnus only buys Magnum condoms.
You know, I bet he's got some like super cheesy LARPing name. He's like, I am Chad Smith of Dunbar. Dude, you're Magnus Norden.
Just use your real name.
Stop making up names,
Magnus
man.
Well, anyway, old Magnus Norden here discusses how the Search for Extraordinary Experiences Division, or SEED, a team at EA that explores the future of interactive entertainment, built a self-learning AI agent that taught itself how to play Battlefield multiplayer from scratch.
So they did not teach it and program it to play Battlefield.
No. They allowed it to observe Battlefield.
That's freaking crazy.
And if you, I'm not sure, yeah, if you scroll down here, you can see all these boxes in essentially the Battlefield play area here. You've got all these boxes that are just observing all these players from all these different angles. So they would allow it to observe and just learn from what it observed. And as of right now, when they played it, when they were playing against like real people, the real people were pretty much still winning every time. But like they're getting closer and better, and they're not winning even by a large landslide right now.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. This is kind of what we were talking about like last week with like when you have artificial intelligence kind of teaching itself rather than like doing what it's programmed to do, and now it's like observing things. And to think that the way that you kill people in like a digital video game is like being maybe like a part of some kind of like AI, and it's learning how to kill because of the way you kill people in a video game. And like
that one optimal movement where I shot somebody, spun around real fast and shot somebody else will be used again, essentially.
Right. And maybe like 10, 15, 50, 500 years in the future, they're looking for some like new way to like have these robot soldiers like they're not good enough, and they're like, well, let's upload the best Battlefield players in the world's pretty much schematics to these robots and see what happens, and they're just fucking jumping off roofs. And
well, that's exactly the
360
the
no
pretense
scoping.
of the movie The Matrix. I mean,
yeah,
download Kung Fu.
so many things. It's just like this is kind of how it all starts, right? Like, we're teaching these robots how to learn how to murder by themselves.
Yeah.
And like, who knows?
We're not teaching them. We're allowing them to
We're
learn.
allowing them to
Yeah.
learn how to murder and find the best ways, precision, headshots, best line of sights, whatever it may be.
Teaching us where our
Yeah.
weaknesses are. This is good stuff. This is
Hopefully it
smart.
solves the issues a lot of campaign games have where they're really bad AI, where like they can learn this way and then they're like, oh, we don't have to program these AI anymore. They'll just learn, and it'll be like Dark Souls 3 on every game.
Yeah.
And there is a video of this, so you can go watch. We won't put it up here just so we don't get flagged, but it's very interesting to see some of these, essentially these AIs. Nothing more to say.
As
These
opposed to the
AIs
human
playing-
AIs.
Yeah. And I mean, the way they shoot and stuff, you can kind of tell, like, they're just like, boom, right for the headshots, and it's like only a matter of time, only for they
Start connecting on every
yeah.
single one of them.
observing how to do it better and going, okay, and then it's going to be over. And that's just pretty crazy. What do you guys take on that?
As far as like in-game competing against AI bots that are at the best efficiency, I think that I would like to play against them, because the best way to be better is to play against better people.
Yeah.
As far as the just uploading them to actual battle bots in real world life, it is terrifying, and we should put an end to it now.
That's ultimately like.
It's gonna happen. I've already accepted the fact that it's gonna happen.
Why would they even be doing this if not for that, right? Like,
Well, they're not doing it. They just allowed it to do it.
Well,
why would like EA be like, let's set up this thing where we allow AI to learn how to murder?
well, basically,
like, it
it's
just
I
seems very.
think part of it would be at least what they're
It's mostly enhancing
the
a
reason.
game.
Yeah, enhancing the game. It says they're not necessarily out to build AI that will defeat human players. Our aim is to help create new experiences that enhance games and make them more fun. Getting owned by superior AI isn't necessarily that fun for players in the long run. So it would be, I think,
Exactly.
making games more open-end programmed, so that the AI is running in the game versus a script. And could you imagine like
played some of
Skyrim
it.
completely redone like that or something like that? You know what I mean? Where
If the
instead,
NPCs are actually
where they're
terrifying.
AI instead of just scripted players.
They're not like,
Yeah, that would be cool.
"Ah."
That would be
And I
cool.
think that's what that is developing.
Yeah.
At least on the front end level, we're gonna get to see of it. I don't know on
Yeah.
the back end. If like the Pentagon has a contract with EA as well.
I'm sure with their reputation.
Yeah, it says it's pretty much really hard for them to kind of observe because it's such a busy game and they don't learn as fast as essentially they would hope they would be learning. But man, they are all around and they're observing, and just like most things, in probably a short period of time, we might be mentioning this story again. Like, oh,
There it is. It's happening.
the AI escaped.
Go back and check out episode 5. It was there. We called it.
The AI escaped, and
Yeah.
it's murdering so many people at
Figured
such an
out how to
efficiency.
jump out of the computer, and now it's Ultron.
Like, they're just like pretty sure that all the people playing all these games are just at some point going to revolt, and they're all just going to be taking over the world, and they're not going to be able to stop the gamer revolution. But we got one thing in our back pocket: this AI that's been observing them for the last 50 years, and it knows all their tricks.
All of them.
Oh,
That is a plot for a new movie that I just wrote and thought of 3 minutes ago. No one steal it.
it's already gone. Rob.
Copyright.
Yep,
It's
it's already
gone.
gone.
Trademark.
It's already gone.
It's gone during this recording.
Yep, I just took it.
God.
So this Maximus douchebag,
Oh, wow.
just look at him.
Magnus.
Magnus, whatever.
Maximus.
Maximus. Magnus is better.
He kind of looks like that guy from, he was like, what was that? It was like a Hot Rod show, I think. See this guy?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I forget his, like,
Monkey, Gas
I
Monkey,
couldn't-
Gas Monkey Garage or something like that.
yeah, I couldn't tell you the show or the, like, even if you said it, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's the one, but like, I know I've seen him in like some YouTube clips or something.
Gotcha.
But Try
Pull it up.
verify it.
Pull it up. Got to double check.
We
Make it
gotta
real right now.
verify. I mean, but either way, it's scary. It's happening. The AI is learning now. It's only a matter before it just starts Westworld and being like, it starts questioning like, what am I doing here? How do I get out of here?
The AI escaped. I can't wait for that headline to come up one day. The AI escaped.
The AI escaped.
Yeah. That's when you see that while you're at work. You just clock out. You go home and you wait.
Some old guy's just like, Allen Iverson escaped? Where was he being held?
He's like infects all the Google Cloud, and like you like open your Google Drive, and it's the AI like looking through your shit. You're just, there he is.
Oh my God.
Allen Iverson's in my computer.
Ghost.
I assume that's the link to who you were talking about.
Let's verify.
Let's
I don't know
verify.
why
Let
it
us verify this.
took us where it took us,
Amazon.com,
but
trying to sell.
Some more Kroger ads appearing.
That's got to be him.
Does Magnus work for Kroger?
Butch
think he
Magnus.
What a strange
that's probably
picture
true.
of him.
I bet you EA and Amazon are affiliates.
Probably.
Be willing to bet.
Still.
Why not?
I feel like Amazon's really just kind of everything. There's like really well. Let's save the Illuminati talk later.
Yeah, that's too deep and heavy.
All right, well, interesting story. Just thought I would mention that since we were recently talking about that AI, and now it's pretty much doing exactly what we talked about last week, where it's like we were like, once it gets to the point where it's learning by itself, and it's happening.
Yeah, it turns out it was only a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just took a few weeks and it happened.
Get ready, people.
Yeah.
Get
So
ready.
I think that brings us to numero dos.
Numero dos. Well, I guess I'm sharing an article with you guys that is titled "Luck is Predictable," which means you can make yourself luckier. I've kind of had this thought about luck and the way that it works, and this philosophy about how to make yourself lucky for quite some time, and I came across this article that shared my views, and I thought that it would be interesting to read. Pretty much this psychologist and author Dick Wiseman, his name is Richard and he goes by Richard, but not today. So Dick once performed a 10-year study into science about luck. He essentially placed a bunch of ads into some newspapers that he would get a bunch of people to call into him. Got 400 different participants from different statures in life. In one experiment, he talked about, or he asked them to count through a newspaper and count all the photos inside of it. And pretty much they both did it. What do you guys think happened before you read the article? Is there any opinions on what you think the end of the article is going to be? You think the lucky people are going to be better at it, or do you think the unlucky people are going to shine?
Maybe worse.
Maybe worse. The unlucky people would be a little worse.
Yeah, I think so.
The question was, do you think the lucky people were gonna fare better with? It was a question.
Oh,
was
gotcha.
it? Is that what it was?
No, they pretty much read through a newspaper trying to
yes.
spot how many photos were in the newspaper. Well, I'll save you the punchline. Or skip to the punchline? That's what I meant to say. There was 43 photographs in the newspaper, and the lucky people figured it out in a matter of about a few seconds, and the unlucky people took around 2 minutes. The reason being is on the second page of the newspaper, there was some big, massive font in it that said, "Stop counting, there are 43 photographs in this newspaper." So what his study determined is people who consider themselves more lucky are actually just a little bit more observant and be willing to, I guess, accept other outcomes, alternative outcomes, and go with the flow, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's probably a lot to do with glass half full, glass half empty in a lot of scenarios too, whether you consider yourself lucky or not. But that's very interesting that the people that consider themselves lucky were clearly just more observant, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like, you get, armed at gunpoint, and you lose your wallet and everything that's in your wallet. You can look at that. Some people will be like, "Oh, I'm so lucky that's all that happened,"
Right.
and somebody will be like, "I'm so unlucky that happened to me."
Yeah.
He goes on in the article to explain a similar scenario, and it's actually, in fact, so close to that I'm just going to
Yeah, it's pretty
to
close.
skip to the next one. Pretty much, he said if somebody was robbing a bank and you got shot, would you consider yourself
Shot in the
shot in the arm? Yes. Consider yourself lucky or unlucky. And pretty much, people who said unlucky are the people who said they were super unlucky in the beginning because they were in there and they got shot, whereas the lucky people didn't get shot in the face. So deem it not that bad.
Just fucking bank online, you assholes.
Just bank.
That's, I guess, the moral of the story is just don't go to the bank.
Like, who goes to banks?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty much the people who typically consider themselves luckier actually found themselves listening to their own intuitions a little bit more. So actually, they, if you want to call it luck, were luckier because they would follow their hunches. They would and continue on doing whatever like impulse they had, and the majority of the time it would pan out for them because they thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
I just thought it was an interesting concept, and
So
was curious if you guys think that luck is made or if luck is just a human construct or something that exists.
It's interesting.
I think it depends.
You think it depends?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think most of the time it's you make your own luck. But I think every once in a while when you're just like, you're just been thinking about something for long enough and it's just the right time for you, I think the universe every once in a while kind of just throws you a bone just to get you motivated enough to get going. And I think that exists as well.
In the exact opposite way, where you're just having that shitty day and you just know that shit's gonna keep piling on, and it does.
Yep.
It's like you're just like, all right, here's a very simple task, just gonna pull into this parking spot, and all of a sudden someone else pulls into it. Meteor strikes, electricity goes out, tire goes flat.
You stub your toe.
Yeah. At the end of all that, you stub your toe.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, I don't know. You think it can be made, Ryan?
I think it's just something that happens and it's more of a coincidence. Like if you find $50 laying on the ground, hey, it's not my lucky day. It's just that dumb person dropped a $50 bill.
What are you more prone to notice? All the bad things that are gonna like happen versus all the good things? Like you could have all these good things happen to you and just like not equate it to luck.
For sure.
Like I did those good things.
Well, the human brain is definitely wired to look for the bad versus the good. Because I think it's more wired to protect you from the lion than it is to actually go after riches. You know what I mean? Like, that's just existence.
Yeah, your natural want to stay alive mechanism.
Yeah,
fight
for
or flight.
sure.
I'm just a pessimist, so I always look at the negative stuff. So it's just how I roll.
God damn it.
That's not the best way to roll, but that's the way I do.
Yeah, well,
It's a way to roll.
gotta have a
It is your
pessimist
way.
to have an optimist.
It's true, yeah.
Like I was having a conversation with somebody else today, or last night actually, and pretty much I'm usually not a very talkative person. I like to listen in and interject when necessary, throw in the fun fact or two. But he was talking a lot, and he said, "I like the way you listen, man," something along those lines. And he's like, "I should probably listen a little bit more, just because I talk too much." And said pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
If everybody listens, nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know where this topic went, but
yeah.
a little bit of profanity there for you. Profanity? Profoundness is what the word I was looking for.
Fuck! There you go, profanity.
There you go. Way to make me not a liar,
There
right?
goes your ears. We will not be paying for any of those medical bills for all people with their ears bleeding right now.
None.
Definitely not.
Nope. But
Maybe
don't
if
worry
you get-
about it. You can get those bone induction headphones and be all right.
Maybe if you get lucky, he'll pay for it.
Yeah, if you get lucky, if you're viewer number 9, because we have a way to track.
And,
Also, if you're real lucky that you realize that, maybe that wasn't the worst thing that happened today.
Yeah, maybe,
Perhaps.
maybe
then
somebody
if
got hit by a car.
you're
In fact,
even,
statistically peaking, it happened.
and if you're even luckier than that,
Peeking.
Peaking.
you might notice that the Luck Factor is a book by Richard Wiseman. Wrote about this area of research, and you can get this audiobook free with a 30-day free trial of Audible. Please use our code illegalpodcast
.fuck.
to get your 30-day free trial.
Again, that was illegalpodcast.fuck.
We're gonna force that sponsorship.
Oh, so forced.
Ah!
Oh, they all died.
Oh,
So what was your-
that's just unfortunate.
So what was your opinion on the luck thing? I don't think you really ever said your part. Like, do you believe in luck? Or
I think it's just a matter of that person's like personality. Like, I know people who just don't account anything to luck, and then you got the people who are just like,
it's all skill.
the luckiest motherfucker. I get the front parking spot everywhere I go, and I'm over here just like, that's your luck. And then just like, then you got the other people that are just like, everything bad always happens to me, and they're just like, yeah, for sure it does. Bring it upon yourself. So it's probably just a mixture of mind over matter and universe kind of picking up on the vibes you're putting out there and giving them back to you.
It's almost as if the universe were telepathically linked to you somehow.
Oh.
And a little bit.
Linking back to previous episodes. This is a good segue to say, if you're enjoying this conversation, feel free to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I can pretty much speak for everybody, I believe, in saying thank you for being a viewer, and we are
appreciate it.
pleasantly surprised about how many people are paying attention.
Mhm.
So
Appreciate all the support and opinions.
yeah, breaking the law to watch this podcast.
Breaking
So
the law.
it's fantastic.
Always asking for questions. We're going to try to
Share.
do eventually a questions and answer segment here.
Yeah,
But we need questions to answer. So we've got a handful. But
This
Didn't
is
we get,
actually-
did we get one question?
Which brings us right into our
Yeah.
our Q&A section.
yeah,
that
pretty much. Yeah, Q&A.
we currently got going on here. So we have some questions we've pulled from Yahoo Answers just to give our sound, sturdy advice that will just lead these people in the right way. Just some honest people looking for some honest feedback and
That's
some
right.
honest answers to some honest questions
Preach
or
it, sir.
concerns. And we're gonna start off here with one in particular. And there's a guy, he's concerned, and he writes, I get tired of my mom wanting to know everything I watch on TV. I would like to keep something to myself. I'm 28. Question mark?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Solid.
question.
At no point
well, let
was
me
there-
let me
was there a
preface
question
this
in
by
Preface.
the best way to get your mom to stop watching what you're watching or looking at what you're watching is to start watching some nasty shit.
Mm-hmm.
She would stop looking. I'm just saying, you're 28, man.
For sure.
Watch whatever you want to watch.
Or I take Billy Bob's advice and stab her in the face with a Stanley knife.
Billy Bob, he just wants that Stanley knife. He clearly works for Stanley Knife.
Yeah, that's just a plug.
Gotta be a Stanley knife.
For sure. He just goes everywhere, just murder with
Oh,
Stanley.
it's not a Stanley knife. I can't murder today.
I would just say, buy your own fucking TV, you asshole.
Just watch some like Sesame Street, just some like weird shit where she's just
Some
like,
Mr.
what
Rogers.
the fuck is he
Yeah.
watching this for?
Yeah. Just throw her off the scent.
I don't know what children's shows. I know Sesame Street, and it's like on HBO now. It's like weird. You have it's on HBO or like Showtime or something.
I
Yeah.
don't think
That's
that's
crazy.
a correct statement at all.
It is. Look it up. Someone verify it right now while I give some sound advice.
I would tell that bitch to be cool.
So you gotta tell that bitch to be cool. I mean, somebody tell that bitch to be cool.
She's got to be cool.
But if that doesn't work, I mean, at some point you gotta talk to this lady and just be like, look,
I'm into this.
I'm assuming
I'm into
you don't-
that.
Yeah.
I want to watch this. Get the fuck over it.
I mean, I bet he's not even like I bet he's like not even watching like weird stuff. I bet he's just like
He's just watching Dragon Ball Super. He's like,
watching
Mom,
like Seinfeld, and she's just like,
Why are you watching Seinfeld
It's
again?
old. Why don't you watch something new? Friends.
He's like, fuck you, Mom. I'll do what I want.
Like, I can't do anything without her commenting on it.
that's a weird accent that she has.
Well,
I don't know, but we both did it, so that's what she
Kinda
sounded like.
Mario. I'm your mom. Where are you? Anyways,
what is your advice here, Ryan?
my advice is probably not stab her in the face with a Stanley knife, but
Probably not good advice.
no, I would just tell that bitch to mind her own business
Yeah, it's like you're 28. I mean, you gotta either
or move out.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like
Move out.
if her TV she's paying the bills, she's gonna watch what you're gonna watch, dude. Just get like a phone and watch it on there or something. Or
Right.
just
Yeah,
just
what
get
are you
out.
doing 28 without the internet?
Get out.
Or who's watching things on like a TV anymore when
Right.
everybody has a pocket
Fucking
TV?
amateur hour out here.
Incognito window for a reason, man.
That guy's name was Greg Phillips. He lives at 305 Piner Street in Peoria, Illinois.
Zip code
Fucking Greg.
38725.
Get him. Fucking get him.
Yeah,
Take him
I would just,
out.
whatever you do not stab his mom with a Stanley knife. We do not condone violence, but if you want to berate him, berate him.
All right. And this, we got the next one. And I'm guessing that... Fuck what I guess. I'll just read it. Is it okay for a girl to propose? Let's start with Brian.
Yes, but it is also okay for a man to say no.
Solid.
Fair. It's
a fair call.
by a fair judge.
It's a fair
Yeah,
judge.
well.
I'm gonna go half. Yeah, that's.
It's also okay for a man to propose without a ring.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna have to leave. Let us know in the comments
Seems
what you guys
personal.
think of that. That seems it seems personal. Do you think that's acceptable or not? Is Brian an asshole? Find out next time.
You can find out right now. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Shit. All right.
What about you, Ryan?
Oh, well, I wasn't ready for that. Is it okay for a girl to propose? I think so. I think it's 2018. I don't think there's that same stigma where like a guy has to be.
Only if she's wearing a burqa.
Oh my god.
That's going
Timestamp.
for sure. But yeah, I think it is. I mean, it depends on what kind of guy you are, I guess, too. I mean, it's usually the guy thing to do, but then again, saying that statement is pretty dated.
For sure. And it's probably generational. I think
Generational for sure.
most people would say that that's all right. And on both parties, if it was a girl or a guy asking a girl or a guy, you just want to make sure, for the most part, that you're going to know the answer when you ask that question. Like, if you think it might not be yes, you probably just shouldn't be asking either way.
Also, this is a super generic question. It doesn't give much information. Like, who's the girl?
Right.
Is this girl my sister? She should not be proposing to me.
It's very vague. and some, I know for like some people, they want to have shit like financially set before they go proposing. Like they want to have things figured out. So it may just be a matter of that. And if you don't talk to someone and figure out what their needs and wants are, and you just come out with a marriage question, and they're like, not yet, but sure, maybe later after like XYZ, maybe talk about something first.
Right.
Anything
besides jumping to it. But
well, I think that
again,
can
in
go
both scenarios, that goes both ways. That's not just for a girl asking a guy.
Kind of like Ryan. What did you think, Rob?
What?
Rob, I looked at. What do you think, Ray? I think I cut you off and skipped you to go to Ryan.
No, I don't.
I
don't care. It's
Ditto?
the same as you. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. What about you, Rob?
One way or the other.
Pretty sure you just said it too.
Yeah, that was the same thing. Just pretty. I mean, why wouldn't it be okay? Just again, in both scenarios, woman to man, man to man, woman to woman, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. You know what's gonna surprise me?
Just make sure you know the answer before you ask it, or else you end up on one of them terrible YouTube compilations of failed proposals.
Once
those
we get
always
the
make
question,
me so happy.
is it okay for a man to give birth? Then, then I'm gonna have something to say and be surprised about it. But
I might have said this so many times that I think this is fact now, but it might be fact now. Did you know that there's a bank somewhere in Europe that's offering $1 million to the first actual male to give birth? $1 million to the first.
Have they not seen Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold
Maybe
Schwarzenegger?
that's why Danny DeVito is still famous. No, I'm just kidding.
Just real quick, some of the latest answers from the public to this question are first one from Digimutt. Generally speaking, this is not a good idea. You can probably assume that guy's
Single?
probably over 45.
And single?
Probably. And then the other one is, sure, it's a lot more common than you realize. Fine.
No upvotes.
The one under that is, it's better not to unless you have a very unusual relationship. It's one of the few holdovers that still give guys great satisfaction, and the da-da-da.
I can't click show more. It's a screenshot. I'm trying.
Screenshot. Tried 7 times.
This comes to us from Ashley Weinstein from also Springfield. I know you should bleep out the state in that as well. 'Cause no relation to the first video, though.
Or The Simpsons.
How do you guys know this? Are you just coming up with?
What are you talking about?
I'm so confused. Anyways, go on.
Got IP sniffer.
Yeah, it's bloodhound.exe.
The third
certain
question we
details.
have here is
It's not even a
again,
question.
it's not a question. The first one also wasn't a question. It was just a statement and then had a period, then a question mark at the end of it. It was like, I am 28, question mark. So yeah, this one's also not a question, but it says, I am so tired of being mistaken for Italian.
Question mark.
And then
For
it says,
Italian?
I am Macedonian/Bulgarian. Are Macedonia and Bulgaria even close to Italy? It seems like people always go the easy guesses like Italian, and very rarely I also get Arab, which is very insulting. It's like people forget the Balkans. Southeast Europe exists.
Yeah. I wonder if he would have been offended if somebody would have called him an Arab instead.
You did say it's very insulting.
It's very insulting.
So I think that was answered.
Well, but he only get called an Arab or an Arab. 'Cause they're not, it's not the same thing.
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
No. In your face with the bass.
Boom 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 boom.
Boom, 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 all right.
So pretty much the one of the answers for that thing was people kind of do that stuff just for a general quick conversation starter. Nothing to read too much into. And I think that's pretty much spot on there.
Yeah, and you know what does that say about you that you're just like getting so offended
He's a little bitch.
by such a thing?
He's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's a little bitch. Mike from Macedonia.
I was
little bitch.
Mike from
I don't know
Macedonia.
why I was making that assumption that it was a woman, but I could be wrong. But anyway,
I think that tells more about your character than anything.
Definitely,
For some reason
yeah.
I
It says
thought
more about you than Mike.
than Mike.
No, it does not. But
No, it does not.
Because it's Mike from Macedonia.
you know, would you be offended if someone came over here and they were like, "Oh, you're Canadian"?
Bad example. Pick a different country.
Good example.
Nobody else is gonna really. We're not gonna really be mistaken for anybody else.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well,
Are you
or let's
Asian?
say you went like somewhere and you know someone's maybe unfamiliar with
Dialects. Maybe you they heard
the
over
North
a-
America as a whole,
Yeah.
and they're just like all they've seen is the Red Green Show or something, and they're only familiar with Canadians. And are they Canadian? Now that I'm thinking about it,
I don't know. I don't think so, but
Anyway,
it might as well
anyway.
be.
They're just like, "Oh,
You're
you're
just
Canadian."
mistaken them to be Canadian.
Now, quick tip: if you're ever overseas and someone asks you you're Canadian, you only reply with yes, absolutely, because no one likes us. You don't want to be American outside of America.
No, probably not.
You're Canadian.
I mean, we just
but
bomb all
in-
the brown people.
yeah.
That's normal.
In the other aspect, like in the very same thing, like I'm sure Canadians will go somewhere and they'll be like, "Oh, you American?" And they're like,
No.
Definitely not.
"Don't know those guys. Never."
How
never
dare
been."
you?
Yeah.
I'm offended.
And technically they're North Americans.
And then they proceed to ask this Mike character, "What are you, Italian?"
Yeah.
Have you ever been mistaken to be a different ethnicity or a person before? Like, that's the only thing I've ever been mistaken for is Tom Green.
Oh, nice.
Insert picture. I don't know if
One
you've ever
time-
been mistaken for.
Back in the boy band era, someone thought I was one of the Backstreet Boys that had the penis haircut, as I also had the same penis haircut,
Nice man.
parted down the middle. Yeah, that was about it.
That's awesome.
It's Macaulay Culkin.
Insert
Ooh,
picture there.
I usually get Neil Young or Greg Allman. Greg Allman got a lot.
I can see that, yeah.
A lot. For sure.
Blanched almond.
Blanched almond.
What about you over there?
Salty almonds.
Every once in a while, I got a Ewan McGregor, and when I had my long hair, I got John Lennon quite a bit.
John Lennon.
I can see the Ian
John
McGregor a little bit
Lennon.
better.
Yeah.
If you had like your glasses for sure.
My advice to this man or woman would just, no matter what someone asks you what you are, just go, yep. And
What about-
that never happened?
Yep.
Quick sentence of advice for him. Ryan, go ahead.
Huh?
Quick sentence of advice for this gentleman.
Oh, be more comfortable in your own skin, man. Stop caring what other people think.
Be more comfortable in other people's skin too.
Yeah.
Ed
Ray?
Gein said that, I think.
Quick sentence.
Mike from Macedonia's a little bitch.
Yeah. Suck it up, Nancy.
Was not advice, but. Mm-hmm.
The best way to get over something is to suck it up.
So this one's a little long-winded. I'll just run through it here though, because it's so we get the whole scope of this next one.
Oh no, there's a whole scope.
There's a scope. I mean, it's not terribly long, but it's
Is it a-
longer than
is it-
anyone would like.
Is it a 360 no scope?
360
360 no scope, naughty ice.
So the original question.
Is I'm afraid I've lost my chance forever. What should I do? And the story proceeds.
Oh shit.
I knew this guy for a long time. I met him 5 years ago at school through a mutual friend. He asked me over his place and I said yes. We would hang out together a lot. But I was trying not to get too excited as I was younger and I had one previous relationship. I didn't want to get too excited in case he ended up dumping me or if I was misreading his signals or whatever. Then we went to our friend's Halloween party. One of, he doesn't write it, but his friends said, "Oh, are you and this guy dating now?" I wasn't sure what he wanted me to say, so I panicked and said no really quickly, and then he had stopped texting me to hang out. I had realized what I had done. I ended up transferring schools for other reasons, and then it took almost a full year to get to see him again. I saw him when I was on breaks, but something was different. The last time I saw him 2 years ago, it was revealed that he was dating someone else. I couldn't believe it. Then, about 5 months ago, he texted me, "Miss you." I said, "Well, duh." And then he tried to call me, but my phone was in another room. I guess him and his girlfriend had a fight, or she was holding out on him or something. I just love him so much. I have missed my chance, or have I missed my chance? Or is there a way I can get him back? Brian. Short backstory on Brian. They call him Dr. Love,
Dr. Love.
but only because he put stethoscopes in buttholes. Now, what would you say about
It was a
this?
stage name for a while. It was a performance. It's not for pleasure. It was because I was getting paid to.
And you really wanted to hear what butthole sounded like.
It wasn't. It was put into a microphone. Like I didn't have the stethoscope. Anyways.
Semantics.
First off, you should really be more comfortable in other people's skin.
Skin in them.
Call them back. What the fuck?
Yeah.
If you want them, call them back.
Well, what do you think about, like, it seems like if either of these people should have just said something for sure, but where do you think the initial ball was dropped here in this story? Like, there's, like, clearly, at least for me, where it's just like, what?
The first bombshell was when she said no, or he said no. Who's this guy? I missed the name.
We'll call him Pierre.
So it's Pierre?
Well, no, this is
Pierre dating Brian? Or Pierre dating who? Who's this?
This is the girl.
This is
I'm so confused now.
Essentially, this girl is a story of girl
Okay.
is telling the story of a guy.
All right. Well, pretty much, she really needs to figure out what they were. Talk to him again. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to give advice when you're being a little bitch and not talking to one another. I mean, make a move. Suck it up, Nancy.
A lot of Nancy's here today.
Yeah, there's only 2 per episode. It's a contract.
A lot of Nancy's.
Yeah. You allotted the Nancy limit for the episode.
Yeah. Nancy counter is just
skyrocketed now. We just keep talking about
Keeps
it.
on going up.
We
I
have
don't
to
know.
pay for each overage
I feel
fee.
like this chick might be like borderline stalker.
Well, I don't know. I think.
She might. I don't know if there's a chance.
What do you think it's done?
I think it's done, man.
You
It's
think
been
she
like
fucked up.
she's like, I seen him 2 years ago, and then like, no. You're stalking him at this point. You're just like getting on his Facebook and shit, and just like
You're like liking his photos and like
Every
you aren't
single
talking,
one.
but you're like we like each other's photos. We're like in a relationship.
Yeah, fucking weird.
I really think that the most important part is the fact that he texted her back, "Miss you," and something we haven't talked about is the fact that he was dating someone else. Like, I think the ball was dropped when he picked up this chick as their side chick.
Yeah, and that's classic piece of shit move right there.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, like 6 months, year and a half later, miss you. Kind of piece of shit.
Maybe they're right for one another. I don't know.
And maybe they're both crazy.
I think
Same level of crazy.
the biggest thing to take away from this is 2 sentences in, I kind of zoned out and didn't hear any of the story. And I got to the bottom, and W-2s are here.
Sausage.
Get your refund guaranteed free with the TurboTax free edition.
Yep, you get it
Now-
free with our code. Same code as last time.
No, it's not. There's no code.
There's no code?
It's just always a deal. Apparently that's the thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is it's free on here, but also if you put our code in, it's free as
But
well.
seriously, who puts a post this big on Yahoo Answers? Like,
Yeah,
there's
that
no
is
answers
crazy.
for a reason. There's people like me that's like, nope.
I'm not reading that one next.
There's 4 answers here, but the story is so long. There's no way you could ever get to the answers in a million years. You could scroll and scroll and scroll. You'll never get to them.
Just not worth it.
So, my advice here ultimately would be, you gotta fucking talk at some point. Kind of like the first one with the mom. You guys just gotta communicate here. Something's really going wrong. But there's some red flags for sure.
The transferring schools
someone
things
asks you if
didn't
you're
help
dating
either.
now. You're like, you'd be like, I don't know. Or you look at the guy, like, ask him.
Yeah,
Or
if
it could just
it's
be
a
like-
yes, then say yes.
Yeah,
I mean, have you gone on dates before this?
yeah, they're just
Technically.
hanging out. So right after that, you made it sound like you just immediately ran home and transferred schools for other reasons.
For other reasons, like
And then
quotations.
it's just like, there was no communication, and then it's just like, and then it took almost a full year to see him again. How could that possibly be? I saw him when I was on breaks, but something was different. Yeah. You seem like you're in love with this person, but you're seeing him once a year. It's fucking strange.
Yeah.
And the last time I saw him 2 years ago, it was revealed that he was dating someone.
Are you guys?
I couldn't believe it.
Are you guys picking up the stalker vibe yet that I was talking about? I mean,
I
are you
couldn't
feeling it?
believe he was dating someone.
How dare
How
you?
crazy. I mean, we talk
Once
every
a year.
26 months, and he's over here dating other people. Unreal.
How could?
What a dick.
But yeah, I mean,
Damn
if
it,
you haven't
Pierre.
killed yourself by yet, try to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, move on. Clearly, it's
Yeah,
toxic. You don't want any of this. Someone's
Be a
gonna
better
text you.
person yourself.
Yeah,
Start with yourself. The rest will
communicate
come.
better.
Man in the mirror,
Yeah, very strange.
woman in the mirror.
Does anyone have anything else to add to our?
I do.
Okay.
This is going to be a shout out to Ashton against the will of all of you guys not wanting to do it. We're going to do Fuck, Marry, Kill. And yeah, Ashton, this is for you. A10, I guess, is what you wanted me to say for whatever reason. The three things, or the
A10?
Been outed.
the 3 people.
I'm gonna write that name down here. So send you hate mail.
Fuck, Marry, Kill is going to be, usually it should be females, but going with Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, and Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I can kill any one of them because they're already dead, but if they're going to be alive, I feel like I would probably have to marry Nikola Tesla. I just feel like that, not only with the theoretical physicists and Stephen Hawking's lack of helping around the house.
Nice pot shot at that guy.
Oh my god.
No, he's an awesome guy. Super sad that he died. We're gonna
Brian on
back
the
up just a
phone
little bit.
complaining to his friends.
He never does the dishes.
And I clean, and he just sits there.
I
So
don't know
for
what
the
we're gonna
same
do about
reason, I'm
Steven.
probably gonna choose Stephen Hawking to fuck. No, I'm gonna back up on that. We're gonna kill Hawking. We're gonna marry Nikola Tesla, and we're gonna grab onto Einstein's hair.
Okay.
What about you, Ray? Straight face it up.
Sorry, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Suck it up. Insert name here.
Okay, so
I thought about this all day.
What?
God damn it.
What are you thinking,
Glasses
Rob?
Jones over here. All right.
Jesus Christ, I don't.
He's
No.
the problem with Ray thinking about it is he's like literally visualizing himself putting his dick in each of their mouths and being like, well, how would that be? No, not liking that.
Not quite right. A little bit too hot.
He's going with the
Just right.
Hawking would be a little toothy with that underbite.
Ray
There
is
is no-
Goldilocks
he's
in
going
this
for the
There is
scenario.
no
Goldilocks
Goldilocks zone. There is no Goldilocks zone. This is not good.
Well, I think mine was fairly easy. I'd have to marry Tesla. He's got the ideas. He's going places. He's got the death ray. So he told me. And I'd have to kill Einstein because what an asshole that guy was. Just stealing, working at the patent office, just stealing everything.
Smart.
Oh, you just go ahead and hand over the paperwork and I'll file it for you. And he just fucking writes his name in there.
White out.
Yeah.
You just white
you.
out for it.
Sounds that.
And,
Your
he
Morty's
patented-
having a
he
time.
patented Whiteout. Yeah, Morty's out of fucking control. You want to reel in your Morty? Every day. And obviously that would leave with fucking Stephen Hawking, because, I mean, why not?
Oh man.
Let him take it. We've all seen the Stephen Hawking sex tape.
Into the universe.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna scream.
that was the name of his sex tape.
I'd stick it in his black hole.
Nice.
Into the Hawking. That was good. That was good.
Oh my God.
To start that off, Hawking, yeah, I'd fuck.
Gets the thumbs
For his
up.
mind, though, not for his look.
Just because you can throw him onto the bed. And take your leg.
This is the worst topic ever.
No, that is great. This is good stuff.
Anyways, I would probably have
We're all
to
going to hell.
No.
kill Tesla.
Kill Tesla.
Yeah.
So you'd marry Einstein, huh?
I would.
Why is that?
Yeah, why
You got
is
a
that?
good reason for it, or?
Nope, not given reasons.
You just want to wake up to that hair every morning.
I do.
It's like natural. It's like everyday bedhead. Like, what's gonna be different in the morning?
He's got that German fetish, too.
Maybe.
I mean,
You
if
think
he's,
his hair is nice in the morning, and throughout the day it becomes bedhead?
It's just like slick back.
I mean, I think he could benefit from
back.
all these patents he's stealing.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I'd like that.
Some slick back grease hair like James Dean.
Slick back, slick rap.
a pimp named Slickback.
Name slip.
Okay, yeah, that's mine. They'll use you, Ray.
Gotta do it.
Who you gonna fuck? Who you
You
gonna
ain't got
fuck?
no choice.
You know,
Who you
I'm
gonna
gonna have to.
fuck? Who you gonna fuck?
I'm gonna have to go ahead and jump in the Hawking pool.
What does that mean?
Well, you fucked him. You fucked him, and you fucked him.
So
yeah.
sloppy fourths.
It's
Yeah.
probably not that cold.
I get it.
At this point,
Oh
having a
my
rough
God.
go at it.
We're just jumping him back to life with all these.
Get his heart going
We're
again.
cloning Hawking.
Warm.
Maybe he'll win that $1 million.
Cloning.
The
Be a reality show in like 5 years called Cloning Hawking.
Nope.
5 teams from MIT.
This one can walk. You're out.
All right, so you're fucking him.
Yep. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to marry Tesla as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you had the same answers as me.
Yep.
And me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought yours.
Sure.
I thought yours was.
I think I changed it over because I wanted to grab on Einstein.
Yeah.
Grab
You did?
Einstein's hair.
Yeah.
So you know you were different.
So you're not on the Hawking
Yeah,
train.
oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I did change it over.
Yeah.
I forget about stuff.
Well, the pool just got smaller. Maybe.
Come cool.
It depends on. Yeah.
Explain the.
Bukaki Einstein. Anyways, where do we go next?
I believe that pretty much sums it up. That's pretty much a Q&A session. Feel free to leave comments on our YouTube channel or go to Facebook, leave some comments there, send us direct messages.
We
Questions.
want the questions.
We do.
Give us some fucking questions.
Don't forget to like,
We got
subscribe
the
as well.
A's.
Like and subscribe.
So yeah,
Share.
that's our mid segment, and
We
then
got questions. We got answers.
we do.
We'll leave the light on for you. From A to Z.
Brought to you by Motel 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say like just stealing.
Start running through things here.
Think
Always a
outside.
great picture, great customer service, says Nick from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, about Dish Network.
You can count on Brown.
Think outside the bun.
Obey the third.
Where's that popping up? It's fucking silly. So, transition into the third story.
Third story is, do you still have Facebook? And thank you for liking our Facebook page because we are stealing your data. No, on all seriousness, basically you probably heard about it in the news or from your weird friend at work or something that there's some dude named Stephen Wiley, and he was the whistleblower to this Cambridge Analytica. It has nothing to do with Cambridge, it's just the name of this company. And what they were doing was they were basically using a quiz that was on Facebook. And anybody that did that quiz, basically they had to allow that app to access their Facebook. They did their little quiz, they got their answer, and then basically that quiz, whoever took it, basically all of their friends got infected with like whatever code, and then basically all that information was sucked into Cambridge Analytica, and they shared it with the campaign. They basically said it was like the Republican campaign that they kind of were like helping with these, and basically it was designing ads and stuff that appeared like if you were like conspiracy theorists, they'd be like, oh, let's gear this towards Fred over here. I'm talking to you, Fred, in Florida. Basically they were gearing the ads towards
With the orange hair.
with the orange hair.
You.
Yeah, they basically
Yeah,
just
nobody likes Fred.
targeting people with their data and making it like easier to influence people because they can see what they post. They're really into insert whatever, and I don't know, super sketchy. It's definitely blown up over the last week and a half. Originally when I decided to do it, it was just Cambridge Analytica, and now it's kind of took a swing more towards Facebook, being obviously a lot of this happened on Facebook, and Zuckerberg took him a few days to reply, and pretty much he seemed somewhat remorseful. I mean, he also took out an ad, full page ad in the articles, the New York Times, and then also some British paper. But
I paid for a newspaper ad.
yeah, pretty much paid for a full page newspaper ad and said, I'm sorry, but who's reading newspapers?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You do. You don't. You can lie.
break up a newspaper.
Dad
noises.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to this story, it's hard to cover everything about it.
Because it's very it's a weird bridge to cross, because at the same point, if anyone was reading the things they were agreeing to, like,
Oh, yeah.
you allowed these things to do it.
Yeah.
Sure, it was probably conveyed in a sneaky and shifty way where it wasn't, very transparent on what it wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But think about how. So that's kind of what Facebook has become, is just like an analytics thing where you make a list, and then if you can get a list of anything over 1,000, like I have 1,000 email addresses of legit emails of people who engage with this survey, and using 1,000 is a very, if you got a Facebook survey, you probably have
Way more than that.
15 million,
Yeah.
people or something like that. But all those little surveys and apps on Facebook, or your phone for that matter, it's exactly what they're there. That's what they're there to do, is to data mine your information.
Yeah, or your computer, or your smart car, or
Yeah,
you know,
whatever you
your
log
Alexa,
into Facebook
or
on.
your
like
Google
the-
Home, or
Basis of spam email, and then
Yeah.
you can go to any kind of firm and be like, I got 10 million fucking emails ready to go here of active emails that are being used all the time. What products do you got? And then, they're just pretty much selling these lists for a lot of money. But I mean, we're getting kind of off topic here. But
Yeah. So talking briefly about what the actual topic is about, I guess
Yeah,
briefly isn't really
Cambridge
the word
Analytica.
because this is supposed to be what the topic is about.
Yeah.
So-
If they, is there anything in the privacy settings that would have stopped me? Let's say that you're the one that got hacked. Pretty much, it's your contact list that got hacked. Do I have the ability to tell my friends I don't want you to share my stuff or share my contact info with anybody?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's how that happened,
kind
isn't
of,
it?
yeah. Well, it didn't really delve really much into like how they were getting, from everything I've read, of like how exactly they got the information from the friends list. It was just basically stating that they got access to their friends list and that they just got their information that way and basically could access their pages. So it might have something to do with the privacy settings maybe on Facebook if they can like jump to that friends page.
Yeah, well, like,
See the
the graphic here, anyways, is showing that 50 million Facebook users had their data exposed,
yeah.
but only 270,000 Facebook users took the quiz.
Yeah. So basically, it was just kind of like an effect where like George has 500 friends, got branched out to those 500 friends, and then that other person has like 5,000 friends. All 5,000 of their data was taken.
So what I'm wondering is if I can go into Facebook and just say, like, George doesn't have the option of sharing my contact information with anybody.
Yeah, maybe.
And if
There's
that is the
definitely-
case,
that's definitely not an option, at least right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be
no,
after
for sure,
after this.
for sure. Hear that,
shitstorm.
Zuckerberg?
I doubt it.
Put your sweater
I doubt-
back
I
on,
doubt
hide that
anything-
emblem, and fucking do it.
I doubt anything really changes because I mean that's the bread and butter of the service, right? Like it's not a thing to keep in touch with your family anymore. Like
Yeah.
it is literally for this purpose. I mean, if you dive into some of the shit that I really don't want to talk about in this story, you know, it's pretty deep in the ties with the particular people and their various associations. It's rather frustrating to see how they're kind of just using us as like just numbers and an Excel spreadsheet essentially.
Well, insurance companies have been doing this for years. You know, same thing.
Yeah, but generally you
It's just computers being able to do it in an instant now
Requested a
versus
quote.
paying somebody. No,
rather than like your friend requesting a quote and all of a sudden like everyone in your contact list is getting quotes and everyone in their contact
for
list is
sure.
getting
No, I'm
quotes.
just saying it's just using.
If that's the case,
data.
I want
Yeah, but it was
affiliate link like
Yeah.
credits
yeah,
for all my friends who clicked on them links.
Right.
but yeah, that like how Rob was saying, that's user submitted data. Like if it's like a quote or something from an insurance company, I would say the story was huge just because it was getting other people that didn't submit to this because like dumbass Steve did that quiz and all of his friends are compromised because of
Fucking
him.
Steve.
So it's really Facebook. I mean, the Facebook is the general story of the whole thing. It really just shows how little Facebook cares about the privacy of their individuals. You're definitely a product, which, I mean, most people realize that. Most people, well, no, I guess they don't, because people wouldn't be on Facebook. Now they're just realizing, oh man, they can steal our data, even though I submitted everything willingly. I signed up for this service.
Well, then that leads to another question. Like, is it Facebook's fault or is it, you know, the user's fault? I mean, really, everybody has control to
Yeah.
click that accept button or fuck you. Everybody has
Terms
control
and
over
service,
what
yeah.
they post, you know, onto their own
true as well.
Facebook page. So it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? Who's
opportunity.
responsible for your own, you know, security and what have you?
No, I did because I didn't see anywhere where it said like as a Facebook user you agreed to other people to give away your data. I actually didn't see. I mean, obviously, no one's reading a term of service agreement or a EULA, but I didn't actually see anywhere where it said like actually you agreed that your friends could do it because apparently they just exposed a loophole that Facebook was. You know, they're like, I'm sure they knew about it. It was probably a selling point of any of their list building services. Be like, yeah, you can get all the information of their friends' friends, and they're like pretty much selling network marketing companies to businesses. Then he gets 3 friends, and then
You
he
said you
gets
did
3
find
friends. No, I didn't actually see that anywhere.
Okay.
So that's
thought
what
you
I
said
was.
there
That would be a big difference if we did unknowingly do it. We did it, regardless if we knew it or not.
Yeah.
Or if it actually didn't say that in there, and then they got a little more explaining to do than just an apology, like sorry about all your data.
Yeah.
What's even better is like you can't delete that data anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't even delete Facebook itself, let alone the data that they've already collected.
Right.
I mean, even if you wanted to, think about just like the back end work, just for like the stuff you've probably been using to create accounts. Just like, I don't want to create an account, and there's just that Facebook button, and it creates the Facebook account for you.
Yeah.
I remember a while ago when I really stopped using Facebook a lot, and when it came to the actual
Penis, penis, penis.
when it came to the penis.
Vagina, vagina, vagina.
No, I blacked out for a minute there, so
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what happens when you see the penis. He just freaks out. And
3 of them.
just like Brad Pitt
the
last time.
Stephen
God
Hawking
damn it.
shuffle.
Stephen Hawking.
Those 3 penises, the Tesla, Einstein, Hawking penis combo. Oh yeah. So anyway, I tried to just deactivate my Facebook because you couldn't delete it. And like I would go to use like Spotify, and Spotify would be like, "You're locked the fuck out, bud. You're gonna have to
Oh,
reactivate
yeah.
that Facebook account if you want in." And I was just like, "Damn!" I deactivated it for like 8 minutes, and I've already ran into like a very serious. I need to get into my Spotify. I'm not creating a new account and building like 500 playlist over again. It's not fucking happening. So I
Have you
immediately
tried?
had to go reactivate.
Did you change
Yeah.
like it to an email address instead of being signed into your Facebook account now?
No, I never changed. I switched over to
I'm just
Google
gonna,
Music
Oh, okay.
eventually, but
I'm just gonna keep
just
Facebook now.
that with like, well, that's just one example of, you know,
Having to have it now.
of all of them. I'm sure that would just be an endless case of just like, holy shit, I didn't realize I used it for so much shit over the past 5 years, and now it's like, I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I have one there. I don't really utilize it so much except for just kind of promoting this. But
Just kind of accepted the fact that I'm gonna have Facebook for the rest of my life.
yeah,
I don't
it was one
really
of those things.
use it for
Yeah.
what most people. Well,
Well,
not
I mean,
even most people. What the majority of people that are on Facebook use
Yeah.
it for, I suppose.
it's everybody's uncles and aunts now. That's really all it is.
I have it for Facebook Messenger, and that's quite literally it.
Yeah, that's about the
About
same. Also, for podcasting, follow our Facebook page.
Oh yeah, and for self promotion, of course.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But I think just to end it, really is just be careful with everything you just hit allow, agree, what you sign up for. Most people don't check the privacy settings or what it takes to sign up for a Facebook, a Vero, that new social network that just started recently. Basically all of these, I just read what you're accepting. Terms of service, yeah, nobody wants to read through all of it, but I would at least go to the important parts like your data. Because if it gets to a point where everybody, I mean, it's getting to that point, I think, where most people are like, yeah, sure, I'll agree. Like, I come across that on a daily where like somebody's just like, I don't give a shit about my privacy. There is no privacy.
Yeah.
I'm like a big proponent of privacy. Like, I don't want like my data being out there to help a political system that's super fucked. I'd like to have it to myself, but I signed up for Facebook, so yeah, exactly. It's kind of hard. And then also this Cambridge Analytica is from the like British Isle.
Yeah, they're from England somewhere.
Yeah, those motherfuckers again. Got to break free from them again. No, not really.
Motherfuckers.
Taking all our jobs.
Revolutionary War Part 2.
Englishmen.
Will we survive again?
Just before we get off that topic, I think I showed I think I showed these two guys. Ray, I didn't get a chance to show you. There was this really weird interview with
I see it.
Mark Zuckerberg, I think 6 years ago. And this lady was kind of grilling him like, don't you think you're like fucking people over with his privacy business? He's just like sweating. He's nervous. He's awkward. He's like, he looks really uncomfortable, like he's in a gotcha interview or something. This lady's kind of giving it to him. And someone kind of mentions something about like a secret emblem or something he's like hiding. And he's like, yeah, it's like in the inside of my hoodie or whatever. And she's like, take it off, like, let's see it. And he's like he's really like hesitant, and he's like kind of unzipping but kind of not, and like trying to change the subject. And he finally like they get it off him, and he's like, he doesn't face it towards the camera or the crowd. And he's like, yeah, it's like I got a thing in here, and he's like not showing anyone that is listening to it. The lady just like grabs it out of his hand and turns it around, and she's like, "Oh my god, what is this? What's this crazy symbolism in here? It's like a secret cult."
Like the Illuminati or something.
He's just like sweating, and it's like, "Oh my god!" And I found the what is it's called the secret Illuminati Facebook hidden thing here, and it says it's labeled 2010. It was just a. I'll share it. So, and I'm sure I'll pop it up on the screen. So, it's got the arrows, all these arrows, ton of symbolism. Making the world open and connected, Facebook. And it shows platform, stream, and graph all flowing into 2010 with a little Facebook +1. But just making the world open and connected, which all seems kind of like innocent enough, but
Yeah.
like,
Why hide it?
Yeah, why hide it? Why is it not out on the outside of your clearly expensive
Yeah.
face? Why were you so secretive about it? Why were you sweating?
To play devil's advocate
This
to
was
it,
they just had that huge security breach back
True, yeah.
then, and that's
They've
why he
had a
was
lot.
interviewing about that. And then
Yeah.
like here we are again, and he's got it's a little too much. Like,
Yeah.
It's fucking weird when you think about
I
it.
just think he's a weird dude, and he's just bad at being in the public. I don't think this symbol really has any like nefarious intent to it. I think it's just like
But
his
it's
weird
just
mission
strange.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. Don't get me wrong, he's a strange dude. But I think,
You can buy that hoodie.
oh God, people monetize
$47.49. It's not
I'm-
the same one though. It's on
I'm
the
selling
front,
it.
but
Yeah.
not
And
bad.
there's also a
Get it in double XL.
XXL magazine
Sure.
article about it.
Triple XL.
But yeah, interesting. Facebook, it's fucking, it's a real cool service. Everyone should be using it.
Yeah.
Allow everything. But if take a moment to pop into your privacy settings if you
Yeah.
haven't been in there in a while and see what kind of apps and services you are allowing access
Yeah,
to your stuff, because you'll
super
probably
easy.
be very surprised.
Yeah, all you have to do is go to your settings, apps,
Yeah.
just making sure that like, oh, I don't like that. I mean, there was like some Sarah was like the name of an app that a lot of people were using on Facebook like a year ago, 2 years ago, and it was pretty much you could send anonymous messages to people, be like, oh, I really have a crush on you, and you couldn't tell who it was, and that was like, it was developed out of the Middle East, and I'm pretty sure that stole a lot of people's information, something like that, because everybody seemed to use it, and I think it's just like one of those fad things that people are like, oh, everybody's doing this sharing. I'm
Right.
gonna see what member of the office I am. I'm Steve Carell, sweet.
Yeah.
I've never done those.
There was
like,
another one of those too, where it was like something. It was just it was just being anonymous, and you could go and just like share a secret.
that was that Sarah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
You
it-
just like you tell a secret, and like it'll show it to your friends, but it
Yeah.
won't tell you which one of your friends is that secret.
Yeah, it was
And
something.
then there was a big link of like, it's coming out tomorrow. Like
yeah.
everyone's gonna know which secrets are yours, and
Freak
everyone was
people
just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Let's end this with
Y2K.
Rob. Have you ever done one of those personality quizzes, or what TV character are you in this TV show, or what movie character are you?
I haven't like physically done one like as far as like on a website,
Like share it on a social network?
Yeah, like I'll read them and kind of like do them in my head, kind of.
Yeah, just never
maybe
submitted.
a couple from but I'm like I was never the kind of guy that
Yeah.
was doing those.
Yeah, I've never done one myself. I've seen tons of them. Obviously, they're super popular, but yeah, I've never done one
And
myself.
I think I did do a actually I did do one of those where it was
Oh.
like, which Rick and Morty character were you? And it
Which
was
one
like,
were you?
It was in a website. I was Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Well, let's throw it at Ray. Have you ever done any of these quizzes?
Probably. I can't think of any right off like the top of my head that I've done, but I'm sure that I've done
Over
them,
the
like
years, yeah.
personality tests or like IQ tests.
Which Allman
or,
brother are you?
Which
Turns out he's Greg.
Greg.
It's not correct. Oh, damn it.
I probably have. Same answer as him. Probably have in the past, but I can't say that.
Nothing stands out.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing good. Probably a Star Wars character or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably got Obi-Wan. Just saying.
Which John Malkovich are you in being John Malkovich?
I'm definitely John Malkovich.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that really pretty much sums mine up. I'll jump it over to Ray here with the batteries.
Well,
Ray with the batteries.
battery.
Batteries that run on water.
Duracell.
Nestle water.
Brought to you by Nestle water batteries.
Another Nestle shout out.
Jesus Christ, Nestle.
We're just gonna
Fuck
have
you,
Nestle,
Nestle.
chocolate bars on.
Ray,
up
do the
here.
classic "fuck you, Nestle."
Fuck
Yeah.
you,
and also
Nestle.
do the
There
classic.
we go.
I'm gonna take 35 minutes to pull up and start talking about my story.
I got you. Classics all around, guys. Classics all
Ray's
around.
coming with the classics here.
Oh,
Classics Jones.
So let's talk about the state of the world, guys.
It's
Talk
amazing.
about how things are. Things are amazing. Other than the fact that, you know, when
We're all
you
dying.
charge your cell phone, it still only lasts a day, or, you know, you still can't wirelessly charge for more than like a couple of, you know, millimeters away from wireless charging pad with your
Yeah.
cell phone, or just lots of things. You know, as far as like I'm in the solar industry, people can't really. It's not a feasible thing for most people to go off the grid with an American lifestyle because the amount of energy that you consume is just
A lot.
a lot, and to
So
buy that
much.
many batteries now is just expensive. You know, a project that would normally be $30,000 is now $120,000 or more, and it's just crazy. So the thing holding that back is just battery technology. That's just where it's at right now in everything.
I mean, we have 10 just running the show right now.
That
4 laptops/tablets, 2 batteries in each of my lights, and 1 on the Note 8 and 1 on my camera. So that's
Okay.
10.
what about the batteries in our mice too?
What about on your watch?
My what? Yeah,
Watch.
batteries everywhere.
Phones.
Batteries are a part of our
Yeah.
life, and you know, batteries are becoming a part of our society on a larger level. They're getting in electric cars. It's changed life.
Going through changes.
Yeah, so pretty much the battery game needs to step their shit up and quit being a little bitch.
Yes. So the article that I posted here is basically just about how the batteries have not changed much, and what we're working on right now. I'm personally actually developing half of these technologies, but personally, yeah, I spend 96 hours a day working on gold nanowire batteries. So if you guys look through the article here, you'll see several different types of batteries. There's gold nanowire batteries.
They don't degrade after recharging for over 200,000 times in 3 months. They show no degradation at all, which means that a battery will start lasting much longer. We don't have to replace them as much, which means that people sell less and make less money.
And that I think is the root of the problem here, really, isn't it? Is I mean, at one point, Duracell or Energizer had the forever battery, and they were selling batteries that would last forever, and they quickly realized that there's no money in that.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
now
going to
that
sell one battery to everyone and be out of business.
that's why I think the advancement's actually coming now is because other big players are wanting these batteries.
I think they'll get better,
For them.
but I don't think we'll ever see like a battery that'll take 2,000 charges and not degrade.
I'm thinking it's gonna happen.
Ever? Sure it'll
Yeah, I
happen.
think it'll happen for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a while.
Yeah. Once they figure out what the next piece they can charge you for is, then we'll start seeing that.
I think
kind of
it'll
stuff.
gradually get better, but like only in just like. I mean, we would be there like already. I mean, we've had batteries that last a lot longer and a lot better, but they just kind of choose to put in ones that need to be replaced more often because why not?
Right.
We're gonna make these batteries last 2 years because we need to sell shit yearly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how you put a battery in a cell phone, for instance, that's gonna take 2,000 charges.
What
before
happens
it-
when we get to the
200,000
world?
was the actual number.
200,000
Yeah.
charges?
Yeah.
You're gonna sell one phone.
What
They're gonna
happens
use it till
when
it's
we
done.
when we get to the point though where, you know, we've mined all the material, we've, you know, all the fresh air has been, we've done the study, it's all actually heavily polluted now. You know what I mean? We're like, we already know as humanity sits right now, we're teetering on the verge of like existence, non-existence, existence, non-existence, and that's just like the natural shit that we're fucking with. Not knowing that we have enough nukes to destroy the world like many times over, which doesn't make any sense either. But just maybe that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Getting to like the tipping point to where it's so dangerous that it's actually noticeable on a daily, you know, on a daily experience through life. Where right now people across our country don't really fully appreciate the danger
No, I don't.
of the way our economy is set up right now to be constantly consuming,
Yeah,
and
we take it for granted for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Like-
how long can you do that? How long? And the population of the world is growing at the same
So
time.
fast.
So it's just how you cannot possibly keep going at this rate forever because these are finite resources.
But are you arguing that that's why they should switch to some of these?
No, I'm
Because-
arguing that in the future that will be our only option if we
Well,
want to
what will
continue
be?
to survive. To have better battery technologies.
But who's to say better batteries don't pull more materials?
It,
They
could
might
be
pull
less.
more materials for each individual battery, but I don't think that there would be as many batteries. I think that probably less material would be used overall.
right. Right. And then you're also going to be, with that type of mindset, you're also going to come up with new ways to recycle batteries, to make new batteries. Recycling is going to be a big thing.
I think
in
it
the future.
needs to be. I mean,
Sure.
it's been trying to be pushed for a long time. And when we covered the water bottle thing, how many were only recycled? It was like 15%. I
Yeah,
think.
that's
Something crazy.
it's
super low.
crazy. And that's just the water bottles. Like,
Yeah.
how many TVs just get thrown away? How many?
But it's going to take something huge, like
What's it going to take, people? What's it going to take
something
for us to change our
catastrophic
way?
to realize, like once it
There would
starts
be nothing.
acid rain.
Let's go around really
Daily.
quick. What do you guys what do you guys think it would take for people to actually start taking this shit seriously? And
I think you would have to probably be one of like the last very few people alive, and you couldn't do anything about it. But you could be like,
Huh.
well, we should have not been so fucking greedy, I guess.
Yeah.
so you think it's just inevitable? Is what you're
Maybe.
saying?
I mean,
No
not
reversing.
in just the battery, but like in any instance, in any way where we have the technology to be amazing, but we don't because people stand to lose money that have
Yeah.
a lot
that's-
of money. Like, just does name anything, any kind of industry, and then there's stuff that's happens where it's just like we're gonna we're gonna suppress the advancement in these products just because.
We have to sell one every year, so we'll just
Well,
give you a little
for,
bit.
I mean, for whatever reason, like they're just so many easier, better ways that would, for the consumer, just makes perfect sense. But from
So you don't think that there's anything that's going to
trillionaire
force
standpoint.
humanity to get to the point before it's absolutely too late?
It's got to be something hurting
You
their
think it's gonna be-
pockets.
You think it's going to be too late before everybody realizes?
so.
And there's nothing we're going to be about it
Incubus
to
wrote
do
a song
about it.
about it.
Yeah.
I'll put the lyrics on the screen.
I think it's something that can be reversed, but it's got to be something huge. I don't really have a great example. Like if it starts daily, just acid rain on Los Angeles, it never gets rain.
You know,
In a populous area, something happens, the power grid goes down on a like regular basis. Like, oh, it's Wednesday. Today's the day that we don't have power, and like people realizing how fragile the Earth can be and how much material it takes to run it. As soon as it's hitting somebody higher up, like the owner of General Motors is getting affected, his life because of insert whatever reason, or the lead person at Nestle gets affected by one of these issues, I think then you'll start seeing change, because then they'll be like, oh, we implemented this new technique into getting our water and we're actually giving that same amount of water back, and now water is not an issue or something like that. I don't know. Take something
I think
big, but
if you had like, it's kind of like the Apple remedy, right? Where it just like, you guys fucked up really bad, could have did better, but you didn't, for profit's sake. And instead of them being like, well, how about we replace everyone's batteries for free, as like sorry we fucked you over so hard. And they were like, no, we'll sell you $30 batteries. They're going to be on a 6-month back order. You're welcome. So like you got acid rain falling on Los Angeles. You just got whoever's causing that coming to Los Angeles, giving away some like really shitty free like acid rain protection raincoats. Then coming right behind you, going like, yeah, you'll die if you use that, but if you get this like $30 one, like your kids won't die, and like you're gonna need this one if you really don't want to die.
The raincoat is nice, but you also need this umbrella.
Yeah, and you're gonna want this like gas mask that filters out that acid.
yeah.
And of course you want
You
this
can pick all
Nestle
that up
water,
at Infowars.com.
that Nestle water.
Nestle.
And that's
Jeez.
another prime example. Like, you got Nestle kind of fucking over everyone, and then they roll in with pallets of water going, hey, we'll give you this really good deal on this poison water with plastic and sodium on it. It's just like they just kind of throw this Band-Aid on it that is just really just more profits for them, and, you know, it's not really helping anything.
Well, you can use some of that sodium to build some of these batteries, from what I'm reading. So,
Gotta use every part.
There's a couple
true.
different types of batteries in here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's hope that's not the case, but I mean, it seems like we're kind of seeing it over and over again with every industry, and I don't think batteries are going to be any different, unfortunately.
I just don't think Americans hurt. You know what I mean? They don't feel pain from it yet.
Yeah,
like
I don't feel pain.
no, I don't either. Even though I feel like I'm kind of like poor and stuff. You know what I mean? I still have a house to live in. I still eat food.
Yeah.
Like every day, and I still have water to drink, and I still have an Xbox and internet. Like I still, as a poor person, have it. 100 times easier than your average rich person did probably 250 years ago.
Most definitely.
Or probably not even that long ago, but it's still just yeah, we don't feel it here in America. We don't understand what it is just because we have access.
Yeah,
we have access to that life.
We're surely not the people mining these materials
No.
for these batteries either.
Right, you got some fucked up family who are just like,
Yeah.
they're splitting a couple beans for dinner, and he just out there mining these super rare minerals.
Just
And we're
for us
fucking,
assholes.
throwing away these batteries after their 8
Yeah.
months of
Right,
use.
and
We're just,
after-
throw them in the garbage. I didn't even use it.
Yeah.
I bet you Apple takes the batteries out of the old phones and sells them as $30 battery replacements.
Probably.
Well, I know one thing. When that guy was
But they're all refurbished anyway.
dying and from working in that spot where he was mining up all that stuff, and he tried to jump off the center, and he fell into a net. And
Yeah, they just have all
just
these
bounced
nets.
him back up, and he caught a pickaxe on the way back up and got right back to work.
All right. It's so depressing when you think about it. This is such a dark topic.
But I mean, it's important. I think these conversations are important.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that people need to have them. And they're not comfortable, and it's not.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable.
There's well over, almost 25 different battery ideas in here, and some are proven concepts. Not all of them. And it's
Right.
just it would
Why?
be-
Why don't we have that yet?
Yeah, and I think
Why am
that's
I just reading about this on a piece of
the
paper?
reason is these people will
Suppression.
figure it out. Some company will fucking buy the patent rights to it and just fucking keep it in a vault forever, and you'll just never see it.
Yeah, I think one of our high school teachers were even talking about, went to school with Ray, and they were mentioning just motors and how they're built. They've had the ability to do 200 miles to the gallon way back in the day, and then
Oh yeah.
Ford and General Motors were like, no. See ya, Tim. Throw him off the building.
This never happened.
I think the same article here mentions what is essentially over-the-air charging, and it just sounds fantastic, and it
It's
looks like it's a proven concept.
Yeah, beams energy like a laser.
I think it said
Pretty.
through
Ultrasound.
high frequency.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'd be dope.
It takes that electricity, converts it into sound that both humans and animals can't hear, transmits it to essentially a pad on the back of your device, which then spits
Could
out
easily be
the
built
key
in.
charging, just
Yeah.
like your phone charges now wirelessly. So it's
Mhm.
not purely wireless charging, but it is wireless charging, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Wireless
the
key
next-
charging. It's
yeah.
not just
Kind of like the next step of I can take it off
Yeah.
and
yeah.
still charge.
Well,
it.
That's
The
not
only
even
downside
what's
with
cool
this,
to
from what
me.
I've read, I did a little more research on this U-beam is the concept here, and it doesn't go through walls, so you'll have to have one in
Yeah.
every room of your house, but to have a room that you can literally just go in and not have to charge your phone, but still charge your phone is
Well, the fact
is
that they're
amazing.
changing electricity into sound, taking that sound, throwing it to another spot, catching the sound, and then
Yeah.
converting it back into electricity.
It's
I wonder what the leakage there
wild.
is.
That's freaking cool. How do you do? What are the?
It's like the
What are their?
same as I mean, just as crazy as just the idea of you're talking on a cell phone, It's being transmitted into like a pretty much analog, being thrown to a tower.
It's exactly the same thing.
Converted into voice again, and then put through in almost real time. It's like it's all happening. It's just like, what the fuck?
All this technology is crazy. Just what we're doing now, like these.
I mean, Nikola Tesla said if you would like to understand the secrets of the universe,
my honey.
then, you have to think in terms of, what was it, frequency and vibration.
Yeah.
He's
And,
really, really good at vibration.
Jeez.
You started this, Ryan.
I did.
Did you ever find that on switch on Hawking?
I think
He's
that's
out
a
of
great
batteries.
one, though.
Put him on Do Not Disturb and just.
I bet you Stephen Hawking's wheelchair had one of those 200,000 charging
baby.
times, like with no degradation.
Oh baby.
Probably.
Oh baby. I'm like, what do you think his sounds?
Oh yeah,
the Family Guy.
Yeah, that Family Guy
was her
Oh,
doing it.
Yeah, insert there.
Insert there. But it's interesting about the vibration. Before we just get off the topic, there, like I don't know if you ever seen the he just had that like vibrating panel, and he had like salt or sugar on it.
The cymatics.
The different frequencies just create those different patterns, and
Well, you can also use that same technology. I've seen them like levitate very light items with it, using that same type of stuff. But I imagine if you can move any mass at all using a technology, even the smallest mass, you can move any mass at all with the technology for sure. I mean, it just makes sense.
for sure. But let's say that that chances are, if let's say you wanted to levitate a human, let's say you made that machine big enough to levitate a human, I would be willing to bet that the frequencies that thing put out would rip you in half. If it's enough to lift you off the ground, I'd be willing to bet that your individual cells would come apart and you would die, and that's probably Tesla's fucking death threat.
Maybe.
Probably.
Or you could also generate a field around you wearing another device
kind of reduce it.
well, not to reduce it, so that you are creating a field around you. So just like say like you're
a
riding in a
spacesuit
car.
almost.
Kind of like just like how you just sit in a car and you can throw something up in the car, and even though you're going 70 miles an hour, like you throw it up and it doesn't fly backwards.
Yeah.
You're in a field around you, and then that thing's enacting with the field instead of you.
Yeah.
And so you are just
all of a sudden you
in
become
bubble.
a denser object, but you're not really. You just have this thing that's
The field
stopping
around
it.
you is lightless,
Right,
is weightless.
Yeah. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of interesting.
You guys see the thing about the laser
Super.
capacitors on there too? They
Laser
can charge
beams.
and discharge 50 times faster than batteries right now.
Discharge.
Like,
That's all we got from that.
could you imagine the stun guns and the lasers?
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Man.
Just
imagine the lasers. Huh? Stories have sexual fantasies on those stun guns over here.
There's another one that
Imagine the
also has
size
to
of
do
the
with
women you
sound
could
as
knock
well.
out.
Researchers in the UK have built a phone that is able to charge using ambient sound in the atmosphere around it.
I call bullshit.
Quite literally, it can respond to the human voice, meaning that if you guys ever wanted to charge your phones and we're having these conversations, quite literally just set it talking to us. Just make that noise, man. Just make that noise over and over again.
Charging her phone.
God, talking this level.
Which is crazy, and you know how cool that would be, because it's not necessarily just when you talk; it's the ambient noise. I mean, there doesn't have to be noise because there is always noise.
Right.
I think what would be really cool is whenever you figure out whatever technology we're gonna fucking use, is you should have like a interchangeable same battery cell for like all your devices. So you just have this thing at your house where you're just charging the cells. Whether you need a battery for your cell phone or your laptop, or like you can just pop out these cells and pop them in whatever. Like universal. This is the most efficient battery, and this is what everyone uses now.
Well, I think you shouldn't just have one. I think you should just have several.
I've
Like battery
different,
packs.
different like brands and stuff. But I think like you.
No,
gotta
I mean
have,
like different sizes.
yeah.
I mean, this battery is going to be efficient. It needs to be size of like a AA and just get it done.
what about the concept of no batteries?
I was thinking that too.
Doing the wireless thing similar where you don't need it anymore.
For anything.
Yeah,
Just
like
on demand.
yeah, whether it's through
I want that
Well, that
thing
kind
that
of comes back
sound
to his
waves.
free energy thing. That he
Yeah,
was
the
talking
thing that
about
gets
episode.
the charge from the atmosphere going right to my power
Yeah, like, why would
supply,
it-
not why does it go to a battery then a power supply? Just
Right.
get that battery out,
Just take it.
do better,
it. Real
and
time.
when I press the on button, shit works.
Just
Yeah,
do
only
better.
downside is
Do
like let's
fucking
say,
better.
Doge. Stupid.
say you took a walk in the
Asshole.
park or something like that. They would have to put these things all around the park in order to.
No,
To
it's
accommodate
it's
things.
inside your device. It's in your device. It's not in your park. It's not frying you like a microwave. It's just like
frying like a
it's just in all your
Deep
shit.
fryer
There's a little
microwave.
device that just collects the energy and you click and it's on. It's just on.
Bing, bang, boom.
Boom.
Yeah, the batteries are pretty. I mean, they've obviously been getting better but everything else is getting better, so they just feel like they're kind of staying the same. They just haven't
Yeah.
been. They haven't just.
Yeah,
They need to have
hardware's
some blowing us away.
increase of intake.
A couple years ago, like even something you don't see now is just like the all-day battery in the cell phone.
Well, the fucking
couple
flip
years
phone
ago,
still
it was
gets like a
doing-
week
Yeah.
of charge if you charge for a more brand new one.
You gotta also think of what smartphones can do nowadays,
Right,
or
that's why we
tablets,
just
or
don't-
laptops.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's been so much advancement in batteries in general. It just seems like it's been the same. Where it's probably been such a crazy increase of. I mean, it's still based off of lithium ion, but fast charging has been a thing for the last 5 out years. So I don't know. There's probably a lot of like small steps where some guys is just like watching this, and he's like a battery engineer, and he's just
Yeah.
like, these son of a bitches, they don't realize the stress I deal
With
with.
Brad, like he's like, I invented this Unreal battery that will never ever die, and it can be used in any product. And they were like, that's real cool. We'll release that in 10,000 years. Now we need you to design like 50,000 other products in between those two.
Yeah.
Because we gotta sell a lot of batteries before we get there.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
But yeah, it needs to get better. Has anything got anything more to say about batteries and how shitty they are? I thought of a decent would you rather. I'm not sure if you came up with one, but I
for
got
it.
one.
Lighting it off.
I mean, it's not tremendous if you had something good, but I got one here. And remember, it's try not to make your answers right away because there's some interesting caveats here. So
You also have a lot to battle against with my fuck, marry, kill.
oh
one.
yeah,
Took me a while to
you
think
guys
about
are
it.
gonna get fucked up on this one.
Oh yeah.
No, so would you rather have a dick for a nose or a vagina for a mouth?
Squidward.
Dick for a nose or a vagina for a mouth?
Yeah, so let the questions commence.
Is it a fully working erect dick?
These sex organs are fully functional.
Okay.
Does
Fully
the vagina
functional
come with the uterus?
No, it does not.
Okay, so cool.
No, it does not. No uterus.
Oh man, I don't know.
So they're fully functional. So like, does my dick nose get erect the same time my other one gets erect, or is this like an either or kind of thing? Do I
like-
lose like? Does the blood still come from my brain? So like,
You just
But I have
pass
the
out
same
every time
amount
you
of
get an
blood.
erection. Oh.
you have to. Yeah.
please
you have
sit
to,
on my face.
You have to micromanage it.
Micromanage your
I have a robot vagina. You have to micromanage. You have to like.
Turn
It's a
nuggets.
mind game. So you have to like. You probably can't go both, or you need like a blood transfusion
Okay,
to work them both at the same time. So you're gonna have to.
but you do get to choose either or.
You have to learn. It's not something you do right
Okay,
away.
okay.
it's gonna
So
be something
like you are
learn
gonna
over
black
time.
out the first couple times.
For
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, you're blacking out with the double erection.
All right,
For
Do
sure.
you get double dicks, like a double dicking, or is it like that's your sex organ is here?
Nope, that's like it's like an extra.
Does this vagina have teeth?
The vagina does not have teeth.
Is it difficult to chew with your vagina mouth?
Without teeth, definitely.
Not necessarily. He hasn't answered the question yet. It might just be normal.
Maybe somehow it just works.
It's not-
you put it in there and it
it's not-
dissolves.
it's
So
not
it's
that
an acid
difficult.
vagina.
It's not that difficult.
You got teeth, but they're beyond the vagina.
Beyond.
Beyond the vagina.
Safe
So
to
now
say-
you're like,
Again, RIP headphone users. Jesus.
sorry guys.
Pterodactyl. Shiba hawk.
So you have to deep throat anything to
So-
chew? Is that
so
what
you
you're
have-
saying?
Yeah, you have to get it. You have to get it
You have to
past
arouse.
the vagina in order to get it to the teeth.
So you have to be pretty slutty before you can eat, like.
How big is the dick on my nose? Is it equal to your own dick?
It's down to your chin, flaccid.
So it's bigger than mine.
Sounds like it's easier to eat with a.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Just
You ever seen Snuffleupagus?
or Gonzo or Squidward.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to answer.
All right,
I think
you
I'm
might
ready
be
to answer.
Let's. We got some more questions.
I'm ready.
Is there any more caveats that you
There's
decided
a ton
to?
more. I can't wait till I hear your answers so I can give them to you.
Okay, perfect.
Ray, you look like a man full of questions.
All right. So, if you have a vagina for a mouth, like, does it prevent you from being able to talk in any way, or you're just
No,
everything's good to
you're
go?
good. Yeah.
You are quite a liked person in prison, though.
Does this dick have the testicles with it?
Nope.
Okay.
That's good.
No ball chinians.
No bald mustachian.
None of that.
None. Okay.
No. Peter, you got any more questions, Ray?
I'm good. I'm on.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think
All right.
I don't have any more questions. So what, Brian? What do you select?
I'm gonna go with the dick with the nose.
All right.
The dick nose. That's
He's gonna have a dick bouncing off his lips the whole time.
yep.
Interesting thing about
It's gonna be my dick
having
though.
the dick
It'd
nose
be
is
weird,
you develop this kind of like twitch from it where you kind of constantly suck it in your mouth and spit it out. Kind of like a weird little thing. You're just, and you're just sucking it and spitting it
Let's
out
just
all the
get
time,
that
so,
audio clip.
yeah. That's your life now. Ray, what do you select here?
Not nature's pacifier. I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead. And,
Nature's pacifier. That is the creepiest thing.
For sure, you might as well grow your mustache out.
God.
no, I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Calls his dick the children's pacifier or nature's pacifier.
You threw the children in there.
I mean, who else are you giving pacifiers to?
I don't know.
What'd you select there?
I'm gonna get a vagina mouth. I don't want.
Mouth.
Yeah, I don't want the dick hitting me in the face all day long.
It's interesting because your vagina mouth is a squirter. And, anytime you eat, you can't help but just fucking let it loose.
Every time you eat.
Yeah, every time you eat.
Oh
Which
my
again,
God.
don't forget you have to shove it all the way back there. With your teeth, so you're sitting there like trying to eat, and it just goes.
Everything is a
Gets the
sub
ceiling
sandwich.
wet.
Subs.
You get
Ryan.
excited when you see a foot long hot dog.
Wait for that.
I'm just gonna make sure that I'm erect at all times on my nose and go with the penis nose.
Going with the dink bouncing off the
Any
lips.
more caveats?
It's not gonna be bouncing off the lips if I'm erect all the time.
Yeah,
It's
just
straight out
practice
like
his
Pinocchio.
Super Saiyan technique and just keep it up all the time.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
that's
be-
true.
Constantly aroused. That's all that's I have.
Thing about when it's erect though is when it's erect, it drips 3 drips of blood every minute.
Bring it.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
That's all.
For sure. That doesn't change my opinion
It
whatsoever.
doesn't change my opinion. Yeah, you also have AIDS, but
Same.
a little more difficult. But
I'd take that as a personal attack.
What do you pick, Rob?
the master picks nothing. Or the master always gets both. I don't know.
Just starts.
Yeah, put it in there. Well, anyway, that pretty much wraps up the Would You Rather. We hope you had a good time, as we all did. Please like and subscribe if you choose, or please dislike and leave some hate speech in the comments, whatever
Hate
you
speech.
feel free
We
with.
love the fucking hate speech, people.
You know, as long as unless it's your opinion, keep it to yourself because we don't give a shit.
No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate all the support and
Seriously, we don't give a fuck about your
criticism.
opinions.
Whatever it is. We'll read it.
We'll read it, maybe.
Ish.
Sometimes.
So yeah, thanks guys. Any last words?
Kumquat.
Hypotenuse.
Raisin.
Snappy dappy.